Hey everybody, HomeSliceHenry here, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at a big win streak I had in the HISUI Cup with Bite Shadow GROTLE. GROTLE is a pure grass type Pokemon with the moveset of Bite, Body Slam, and Energy Ball. I'm running Shadow GROTLE on the save switch with the goal of trying to bait out either a Frostlass or a Drifblim, and then thanks to running the fast move Bite, I'm able to win switch. So without further ado, let's hop into the matches, destroy some ghost types, and check out Bite Shadow GROTLE in the HISUI Cup. Hopping into the first match, picking up a tough lead Gastrodon into HISUI Electrode. I save switch into GROTLE and my opponent responds with Frostlass. Frostlass, typically a pretty decent counter to a grass type, but not today as we are running Bite. I one shield, farm all the way down, and just like that, I now have switch advantage. Back in comes the HISUI Electrode, but I have a massive energy lead. I go for the Body Slam, and I'm able to get a shield, and I'm able to reach a second Body Slam as well, putting a ton of pressure on the Electrode. Electrode decides to let it go, and they're going to be forced to fire off energy to take me out. They go for the Energy Ball. Now I can bring in Drapion. In the back, they have Drifblim, and this game is over as I can very safely bite through the rest of their team. They go for the Icy Wind. That is totally fine. I go for the farm down, switch snipe with the Gastrodon, and that is a good game. Hopping into the next match, leading Gastrodon into Bastiodon, the absolute dream lead. Opponent will immediately save switch into Frostlass, and I can respond with Shadow Drapion. Shadow Drapion can one shield, farm all the way down, and leave with a ton of HP and energy. So I am in a fantastic position here. They're not able to reach a second move. They bring back in Bastiodon. Bastiodon is going to be going for the farm down. They're going to be able to farm down here, but the Bite plus multiple Aqua Tail damage is really going to start to add up. So I'm just farming up with the Drapion, firing off another Aqua Tail. This is going to start to get that Bastiodon quite low. Bastiodon now in the red health, able to farm down. I bring in Gastrodon, in the back is Drifblim, and again, Bite Shadow GROTLE is ready to put in some work, as look at the amount of damage this Drifblim is taking. Shadow GROTLE has a decent amount of bulk to it, so I'm able to absorb that Icy Wind damage no problem. I'm going to shield up the second one, just so I can guarantee the farm down. Opponent sees the writing on the wall, and concedes the match. Hopping into the next match, leading Gastrodon into Frostlass. I have better responses in the back, so I'm going to save switch into the Shadow GROTLE. Frostlass stays in to throw a move, but they pay a heavy price to do so, as they get shredded by Bite damage. Opponent counter swaps into a Gastrodon, so they are very, very weak to a Bite GROTLE. They're going for the Body Slam. Body Slam does a ton of damage. I'm barely able to hang on and reach the last second Energy Ball. This should be forcing a shield. Opponent calls the bait, and they get absolutely one shot. In comes the Drapion, and the opponent concedes the match. Hopping into the next match, picking up a fantastic lead Gastrodon into Shadow Drapion. Opponent save switches into a Razor Leaf Roserade, and I respond with my Bite Shadow GROTLE. GROTLE can shield once, farm all the way down, and leave with a ton of energy since we're not taking a ton of damage from the Razor Leafs. GROTLE fully able to farm down, and if they bring back that Drapion, I should be able to do quite a lot of damage with these Body Slams. They do bring in the Drapion, and it's a Bite Drapion. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to reach a second Body Slam here. First one, able to land, and I fall just short of a second. In comes Gastrodon. Gastrodon able to put in some massive Mud Slap damage. They go for the Aqua Tail. I'm able to tank it, and in the back they have a second Razor Leafer, the battle of fast move pressure, but it looks like Shadow Drapion is winning. I'm going straight for the Fell Stinger. Let's buff up our attack. They're going to go for the Sand Tomb to lower my defense, but at this point I should be in the driver's seat of this match. We are able to bite down the Torterra and the Drapion, and we're able to get the win. Picking up another dream lead in the next match, Gastrodon into Bastiodon. They save switch into their own Gastrodon, and I'm going to respond with my Shadow GROTLE. This is a matchup that's made trickier since I don't have Razor Leaf, but GROTLE still has a ton of play here. I'm able to tank the Body Slam no problem, and I'm going to farm up and fire off my Body Slam just before they reach their second. I am able to get the shield, which is quite nice, and from here, so long as I commit the shield, I believe I can farm down here. This is going to be very close though. I shield the body slam, GROTLE, able to farm down, and we leave on very low HP. That's quite nice because that limits the amount of farm that Bastion is going to be able to get. I fire off the last second body slam, and then I bring back in Gastrodon. In the back, they have their own Shadow GROTLE, but they are running Razor Leaf, so they're hitting for resisted, whereas my bites are hitting for neutral. I am going to be shielding up the body slam, and from here, I can fully farm down the GROTLE and leave with some energy to throw at the Bastion. Either way, this game is now over because that Bastion has no hope of being able to take out my Gastrodon. I fall just short of the second Aqua Tail. Gastrodon will safely be able to smack down here. Opponent just delaying the inevitable. They go for the Stone Edge, and that is a good game. Picking up a bit of an interesting lead in the next match, Gastrodon into Sneasler. Sneasler does have a fantastic moveset, including Shadow Claw and Close Combat. I definitely have to be careful of the Close Combat because Sneasler is incredibly attack weighted, so I will decide to shield up, and then I can fully farm down. I'm expecting they're weak to Gastrodon somewhere in the back as well, so when they bring an Electrode, I am going to save switch into my Shadow GROTLE. They're going to be firing off a move, but that's totally fine. I resist everything they can throw. They go for the Wild Charge, and in the back, they have Empoleon, so it makes sense why they stayed in because they were definitely weak to a Gastrodon on the lead. I'm going straight for the Energy Ball, hoping it can land, but my opponent does commit the shield. Even without Razor Leaf, the bite damage is able to get the Empoleon into the red health. Bite on Shadow GROTLE is absolutely no joke. They bring an Electrode, and I'm going straight for the Earth Power. Let's see if we can end this match here, but they do commit the shield. Either way, I'm in a very safe spot to close out this match because the bite damage should just finish absolutely shredding through the Electrode. They go for the Energy Ball. I'm able to farm down, and that is another win with Bite GROTLE. Nightmare lead in the next match, Gastrodon into Shadow Torterra. I save switch into Shadow GROTLE and my opponent is staying in. The resisted Razor Leafs are doing massive damage, honestly keeping pace with the bite damage. I go for the body slam, get the shield, and they're going straight for the Sand Tomb. Unfortunately, I can't really afford a shield here, because either way with a lower defense, they're going to be able to take me out. So this way, even though I don't have switch advantage, I do have shield advantage. I bring in the Drapion, go for the farm down, but they decide to save the Torterra for later, and they bring in their own Bite Drapion. I'm going for the Aqua Tail as this will get some chip damage and burn my switch clock, allowing me to bring in Gastrodon. And Gastrodon is in a pretty nice spot to farm down. I have two shields, I may as well use one, so I shield up the Aqua Tail and farm down. In comes Torterra, I'm able to Mud Slap down, and in the back they have Frostlass. Things are looking very good. I'm going straight for the Earth Power. Let's see if we can land it. We land the Earth Power, and that is a good game. Hopping into the next match, setting Gastrodon into HISUI and Electrode. Not a great lead, I'm going to need to immediately save switch into Shadow by GROTLE, and my opponent responds with a Trash Wormadam. This is normally an absolutely awful matchup for GROTLE, but with Bite, GROTLE can actually fight back here. I go for the Body Slam, and I'm able to land it, and as you can see, it's looking like I can commit one shield, bite down, and actually take switch advantage here. GROTLE able to bite down, and just like that, we have flipped switch advantage. Back in comes the HISUI and Electrode, and I'm going for the Body Slam. This is going to be doing a nice amount of damage onto that Electrode. Electrode does commit the shield. Electrode looking for the ambitious farm down, and they make a very nice catch, catching the Body Slam onto Bastion, but unfortunately, that just serves up Bastion to get absolutely destroyed by Gastrodon, as Gastrodon doesn't have to shield a thing here and can fully commit to the farm down. And at this point, this game is over because Gastrodon just gets an absolutely massive energy lead. They bring in the Electrode, and I'm going straight for the Body Slam here. Body Slam does get the shield. I'm going for Body Slam number 2. Honestly, I could have Earth Powered, but either way, game is over. They're going to be fired off a last second move. That is totally fine. They go for the Energy Ball. I can very safely bring in the Drapion, and that is a good game. Tough lead in the next match, Gastrodon into Roserade. I check the fast move, it's Bullet Seed, and I immediately save switch into my Shadow GROTLE. I do live one Weather Ball, but it is going to do a ton of damage. They are staying in here, but the bite damage is absolutely shredding them. They fire off one final Weather Ball. I am going to be committing the shield, and then they bring in Probopass. Probopass looking for the farm down, and I fall short of getting to the Energy Ball. I fire off the Body Slam, and they tank that no problem. The nice thing is that Gastrodon now gets an absolutely massive farm off of this Probopass. Probopass is going to fire off the Thunderbolt. We shrug that off, and we farm down. Our switch clocks are misaligned, so if they bring in the Roserade, I'm going to go for a farm down with Drapion. In comes Drapion. We farm down the Roserade. It's Cresselia in the back, and that is a good game. Hopping to the next match, picking up a great lead, Gastrodon into Drapion. Opponent save switches into Drifblim, and I have a fantastic response available with my Drapion. I can no shield and farm all the way down, or if I want to preserve some HP, I can choose to fire off the Aqua Tail. I decide to go for the latter, wanting to see if I can win switch while keeping some HP. They decide to let it go, and they bring back in their Drapion. They are farming up a ton of energy, and they allow me to reach an Aqua Tail. That is fantastic. This is going to be doing a solid chunk of damage onto their Drapion. They decide to throw a move, and honestly, I'm perfectly fine with letting my Drapion go. My Drapion has done its job. I immediately bring back in the Gastrodon here. In the back, they have Cresselia, and again, Bite on Shadow GROTLE is proving to be extremely useful. They go for the Moonblast. We do not have to shield the first. I'm able to tank that no problem, and just look at the Bite damage add up. Even against a bulky Pokemon like Cresselia, it just gets absolutely melted by the Bite damage from Shadow GROTLE. I am going to be shielding up a move. They're only going for Grass Knots at this point, but either way, we're in a very comfortable position. I go for the farm down, I fall just short, but either way, Gastrodon is going to be able to close out this match. Back in comes their Drapion, and they have energy. They're going for the Crunch. Crunch lands, they don't get the debuff, which means I do not have to commit my shield here. I can let this go and farm down the rest of their team. Down goes Drapion, down goes Cresselia, and we're able to get the win. Hopping to the final match, leading Gastrodon into Empoleon. This is a nice lead for Gastrodon, so I'm going to be staying in here. They save switch into Frostlass, and I respond with my Drapion. As we've seen before, I can one shield, farm down, and leave with a ton of energy and a ton of HP as well. Frostlass not able to reach another move, and just like that, that Frostlass has been absolutely eviscerated. They bring in their third Pokemon, which is Gastrodon, and from here, I should be in a very comfortable position to close out this match. I'm able to get a shield from the Gastrodon, not able to reach another Aqua Tail, but I have GROTLE, and GROTLE, even with Bite, is a very nice counter to Gastrodon. We're resisting the Mud Slaps, and they're forced to go for non-stab Body Slams. Back in comes the Empoleon, and I can safely shield once, farm all the way down with Gastrodon, and be in a very comfortable position. Gastrodon goes for the farm down, opponent sees the writing on the wall, and concedes the match. All in all, I had an absolute blast with this team. I am a huge fan of running Bite on unexpected Pokemon, and it worked exceedingly well on Shadow GROTLE. Being able to bait out ghost types like Frostlass and then win switch, it's just an absolutely incredible feeling. And this win streak is actually still ongoing. I didn't end up losing a battle that caused the streak to end. I ended up just running out of sets. So all in all, had a very nice run with the team. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you're enjoying the content, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And a special thank you as always to our members here on YouTube. The support you guys provide is absolutely incredible. So thank you guys oh so very much. And until next time, I've been HomeSliceHenry.